Cool. We're recording.
Awesome. So, we're at the beginning, chapter 3 here then.
Yeah.
Organize to promote belonging and becoming. In the beginning, one thing I thought they talked about was where you are and where you want to eventually go, or where you want to become.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ask you guys, I know we'll get a year or two teaching and take you a year or two left, but I was gonna ask you guys where you see yourself in the next 5-10 years, the type of people that you want to affect and stuff like that, and then maybe the type of school district or I don't know, any type of students or grade that you guys want to touch with.
You can go first,
Well,
Jake.
Okay. Well, I feel like the first few years I won't have a huge choice. Maybe I can decide whether I want to teach in a city or a rural setting or suburb area. But I don't know. I mean, all I've really known is small school. But I could probably see myself teaching at a mid-sized school. So I don't know, some schools in Cincinnati, Kings Mills, they're fairly big, or Centerville. I don't know any up in the Cleveland area, Peter Michael, but I don't know. Areas like that, even Mount Vernon here, I feel like that'd be a decent school.
Yeah, Cincinnati has a lot of great schools. I got a lot of great mid-sized schools. I played Kings in high school, so they're a good school. They're bigger. They're definitely huge. But yeah, I went to Milford, so Milford is a really good medium size, super great school. Anyway, that's me bragging on my school. But yeah, I have applied for a job and had an interview with a guy for Kentucky, and so it's in the Appalachian, I forget if I told you guys about this last time, but it's Appalachian, super poor community. And he came in and talked to us about it in the senior seminar, which I'm assuming he'll do the same for you guys. But it was really, the opportunities that he talked about were very, they were linked to the church. And so it was really cool because not a lot of schools have that opportunity. But now since I've had that meeting with him, I can picture myself teaching in that lower income, kind of like the place I'm in now, which is the cultural diversity field. So it's poverty areas, but definitely not inner city, but very rural, very out there. So I hope that's where I can teach, but I'm open to anything. I like the school I came from, but you can't get everything like that.
Yeah, so quick question, Jan. Would you consider that a suburban city Milford or Kings, or would you consider it a city?
It's suburban. Yeah.
Okay,
Have you gotten to go down there and look at the school and stuff like that?
In Kentucky?
Yeah.
No, because it's for Martin County, so it's a huge county and there's multiple schools within the county. I haven't gotten to look at them yet, but I'm hoping to in the next month or so go down there and check it out. Because my fiance lives down there, so I'm gonna be moving down there, so I have to start looking at schools in his area, which is weird because I'm not even thinking about it like that. And I have no clue how to apply for jobs. So is there a magical teacher website that you go to? I have no clue. So I'm still figuring that out. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah. But yeah, I like that too. I highlighted that sentence. I also highlighted the fact that the opening quote was from Winnie the Pooh because I thought that was funny. But yeah, one of the next thing that it's funny. I wanted to say this today. Just today, my teacher was talking about how they're supposed to have a school-wide plan, a plan that they go along with, and that they have a theme for all the students. And a couple years ago, it was superheroes. So they had a theme of creating a superhero environment. And so since then, they haven't they haven't like had any school meetings or had any like advisory periods or like any teacher work meetings. Like they haven't had any of those. So he was like, I really wish that we would still do those because it really helped us to be unified. And so I was like, hey, that's funny because we were just reading about that in the chapter that we just read. But yeah, because it was a lot about advisory periods and like if that would be like a collaborative time for a teacher, staff, or grade level, like just to see if everybody's on the same page. But yeah, they don't have that. So it was kind of, I was like, oh, so it really does make a difference.
Actually, I was going to say, at my last field experience, so they had their wing or whatever it was, Monopoly themed.
Oh.
But it was super cool because, like, I always like to, like, stay around and, like, listen to them have their, like, team meetings or whatever. And they would or, like, I guess they would put kids in groups, and they would either be, like, according to the different pieces in the game. So, like, there was a bunch of kids in, like, the playing group, and those are the kids that are, like, doing really well. And then there was kids in the car group, which, like, they are, like, struggling with something, but they're, like, excelling in others, and they would have to talk about those kids. And then they had, like, the wheelbarrow group.
Oh.
Kids that they're, like, struggling to get along. And I thought it was so funny, but, like, they were all super into it, and they, like, used that lingo in conversation. They were like, oh, yeah, he's a wheelbarrow. And I was like, that's so weird that they're talking about it like that. But, like, it was interesting. And then, like, for Halloween and stuff, like, all the different teachers, like, would dress up as, like, different parts of the Monopoly board.
Oh, that's cool.
But I thought it was, like, a kind of cool way to...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, like, a perfect example. Because, yeah, that's, like, that's definitely a good example of, like, a good conversation, like actual collaborative conversation happening amongst teams. Like, because it doesn't even have to be, I know that getting a staff meeting together is really hard. Like, especially in a school, there's so many teachers and so many different, like, opinions on things, and, like, that's tough. But even having grade level meetings is super important because, like, figuring out where you are and where your students compare with other, because then how are you going to send that information to the next grade, you know, because that was always what my teachers did was, you know, whenever our school year was done, what information do we have about these students that we can send on to 6th grade and say, hey, this is what these kids are struggling with, this is what they learned, and this is the goals that we achieved over the year. Like,
and that's also, you know, like, I feel like if one kid just, like, doesn't have any respect for one teacher and is acting bad in one class, or, like, he just doesn't like that subject, and then, but he, like, if he comes to math and he likes it, but he goes to science and hates it, then that's something that you want to communicate with, like, the teachers to, like, know how to handle it.
Definitely. Yeah.
And it's sad, like, you'll be lucky if you can get into a school that has, like, a majority of teachers like that, because, like, I mean, when I went to Waynesville, we were breaking top lessons, they had teacher meetings, and, like, half of them were, like, dreading it, and I'm like, but you get to, like, plan and stuff, like, and all this stuff, and they're like, yeah, it was boring. I'm like, really? Like, I remember even in high school, my math teacher, she would bring a color book and she would just color during meetings for, like, the faculty, and I was like, that's why you're a bad teacher.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention.
That's funny.
Yeah, sometimes half the battle is just enjoying people you work with, and even if you don't, like, genuinely, you have to find the small stuff that you just to make it a positive, like, work environment. People are so negative. Like, both my parents are teachers, and, like, they just talk about people that are constantly so negative about everything that goes on in school. Just frustrating because, like, they became a teacher in the first place. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I looked at the graph thing, like, on page 37, the 16 characteristics. And the first thing that I saw was, like, the essential attributes, like, the education for young adolescents must include these 4 things. And it's so funny because, like, whenever you think about the education of young adolescents, it seems like a huge, like, you are educating young adolescents. It could be anybody at any level, but they are young adolescents. But, like, all of these 4 things definitely apply to, like, no matter what student you think about, like, they apply to all of them. So I thought that was cool. But
yeah, I think it's it's just interesting because like some of these students are so like advanced in one of the